They called her America's sweetheart. Beautiful, talented, fierce. But behind the flashing cameras and red carpets, Ava Montgomery's perfect life was slowly falling apart, one secret at a time. Fame had given her everything she ever dreamed of, except peace. It all started one golden evening in Los Angeles, the night she won her first Oscar. The world saw her smile, but no one noticed the tear that rolled down her cheek when her husband didn't show up to the ceremony. Ava was Hollywood's rising star. The woman every director wanted, every brand adored, and every magazine covered. But to keep that title, she worked 12-hour days, slept 4 hours a night, and lived on cold coffee and ambition. At home, her husband Ethan waited. Patient, gentle, the man who had believed in her dreams before the world did. Ethan softly, "You missed dinner again, Ava. That's the third night this week." Ava, rubbing her eyes, "I know, babe. I just need to finish this new script. It's my big break. Netflix is watching." Ethan, "And who's watching us, Ava? You're chasing stars, but I barely see you anymore." Ava, forcing a smile, "Please don't start. You promised to understand this life. Just give me time." Ethan, quietly, "Time is what we're running out of." That night, Ava didn't notice the sadness in Ethan's voice, or the way he looked at her as if she was already gone. She thought love could wait. But love, when neglected, finds another place to bloom. A month later, Ava's mansion. Ava had just signed a major movie deal. She was over the moon, but her home looked emptier than ever. Laundry piled up, dishes unwashed, and Ethan distant. So when her childhood best friend Clara offered to help around the house, Ava didn't hesitate. "Ava. Clara, you're a lifesaver. I don't even know how I've been surviving lately." Clara laughed softly, "Don't worry, girl. You go chase your dreams. I'll take care of things here. Ethan's in good hands." Those 5 words, "Ethan's in good hands," would soon haunt Ava forever. As Ava's career exploded, Clara spent more time in her home, cooking, cleaning, comforting Ethan when he looked lonely. At first, it seemed innocent. But loneliness has a way of blurring boundaries. Ethan began smiling again, but not because of Ava. And Ava, she was too blinded by the spotlight to notice the shadows forming behind her. Until one night, one phone call, changed everything. 3 months later, Ava was on set in New York, filming the biggest role of her career. Her face was on every billboard, her name trending on every platform. To the world, she was winning. But behind that smile, she was tired. Tired of pretending she didn't miss her husband. Tired of chasing perfection while her heart whispered that something was wrong back home. Ava in her hotel suite, late night. Ava on phone, exhausted, "Hey baby, are you still awake?" Ethan on speaker, "Kamya. Clara made dinner. We just finished watching a movie." Ava, smiling weakly, "Oh, that's sweet of her. Tell her I said thank you. I'll send her something nice when I get back." Ethan, hesitant, "She's been great company. You should thank her in person." Ava pauses, "Yeah, maybe I will." Something in his voice didn't feel right, too calm, too smooth, too different. But Ava brushed it off. She was used to the paranoia that came with fame. Everyone warned her that Hollywood made people overthink everything. So she ignored the tiny voice in her head, the one whispering that her best friend was crossing a line she couldn't uncross. 2 weeks later, back in Los Angeles, the moment Ava walked into her home, something felt off. There was a new perfume in the air, not hers. The dining table was set for 2, candles still burning low. Ava calling out, "Ethan? Clara? Anyone home?" No answer. She walked upstairs, her heart racing, and heard laughter from the bedroom she once shared with her husband. She froze at the door. Her pulse quickened. Her fingers trembled as she turned the handle. But before she could open it, she heard Clara's voice, soft, familiar, and intimate. "Clara, behind the door, Ethan, you don't have to feel guilty. Ava's got the world now. Let her have it." And then silence. Ava whispering, "No, this can't be real." She didn't walk in. She didn't scream. She simply stepped back, her whole body shaking, her breath caught between disbelief and heartbreak. For the first time in her life, Ava Montgomery, the woman who conquered Hollywood, felt powerless. She left that night without saying a word. No scandal. No headlines. Just silence. But silence can be louder than thunder. A month later, narrator. The tabloids caught wind of it eventually. Paparazzi photos showed Ethan and Clara together, smiling at a cafe, walking hand in hand at sunset. Hollywood went wild. Everyone wanted to know how the perfect couple had fallen apart. And Ava, she vanished. No red carpets. No interviews. No new films. Just whispers. That fame had destroyed her. That she was broken beyond repair. But no one knew Ava wasn't gone. She was just watching. Watching as the two people she trusted most built a life out of her pain. Watching as the world forgot her name. Watching as the woman who betrayed her started living her dream. Until one unexpected meeting changed everything. For nearly a year, Ava Montgomery disappeared from the spotlight. No one knew where she went. Some said she fled to Europe. Others claimed she checked into a retreat to find herself. But in truth, Ava had gone home, to her mother's small farmhouse in Oregon. The same place where she once dreamed of becoming a star. She was no longer the glamorous actress the world adored. No makeup. No cameras. Just a broken woman facing her own reflection. And asking herself one question. Ava, whispering to herself, when did I stop being enough for the people I loved? Mom, gently, honey, you gave too much of yourself to the world. You forgot to save a piece for home. Ava, tearful, but I worked so hard, Mom. I just wanted to make everyone proud. Mom, success is beautiful, Ava, but not if it costs you your peace. Those words stayed with Ava. For the first time, she stopped running. She began to heal. Slowly. Ava started volunteering at a small community theater, teaching acting to young kids who couldn't afford lessons. There, she rediscovered the passion that fame had stolen from her. The love for storytelling, not for stardom. One evening, after rehearsal, a man approached her. Man, excuse me, are you Ava Montgomery? Ava smiles nervously. I used to be. Man grinning. You still are. I'm Daniel. I'm directing a new indie film. We'd be honored if you'd join us. Ava, an indie film? That's not exactly Hollywood glamour. Daniel, maybe that's why it's perfect. It's real. Those words struck something deep inside her. Maybe this was her second chance. Not to reclaim fame, but to rediscover purpose. Ava said yes. A few weeks later at the film set, Ava walked into the small studio. No fancy lights, no luxury trailers, just creativity and honesty. And then she froze. Standing across the room, wearing a headset and holding a clipboard, was Clara. Ava whispers to herself, no way. What is she doing here? Daniel, smiling. Oh, you know her? That's Clara, my assistant director. She joined last month. Time stopped. The same woman who destroyed her marriage was now part of her comeback. Fate had brought them face to face, not in Hollywood's glitter, but in raw reality. Later that day, behind the set. Clara, nervous. Ava, I didn't know you were the lead. I swear I. Ava coldly, relax, Clara. I'm not here to fight you. That part of me died with the marriage. Clara, guilty. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. Ethan was lonely and I. Ava interrupts, don't make excuses. You knew what you were doing. For a moment, silence hung heavy between them. Two women, bound by betrayal, now forced to work side by side. Days turned into weeks. The film set buzzed with life, but beneath the surface, tension simmered. Every scene Ava acted in carried real pain. Because the story mirrored her own life. A woman who lost everything, only to find herself again. When the film wrapped, the cast gave her a standing ovation. Even Clara, with tears in her eyes, clapped the loudest. That night, as everyone celebrated, Clara approached Ava once more. Clara, you were incredible. I don't expect forgiveness, but I'm sorry, Ava. Truly. Ava softly, you know what, Clara? I finally believe you. But forgiveness isn't about you. It's about freeing myself. It was that night Ava realized something powerful. That peace doesn't come from revenge. It comes from release. And just when she thought her chapter had ended, fate turned another page. Because the next day, her phone rang. The caller ID read, Ethan. The man who betrayed her was back. and what he wanted would shock her more than anything she had ever experienced. The morning after the film premiere, Ava Montgomery woke up to a sound she hadn't heard in years. The voice of her past calling back to her. Her phone buzzed. The name on the screen made her heart skip a beat. Ethan. She froze. For a long moment, she just stared at it. Then, with trembling fingers, she answered. Ava, quietly, Ethan. Ethan. Sufli cara trista. Ava. It's been a while. Ava. 3 years. That's more than a while. Ethan. I know. I shouldn't even be calling, but I needed to tell you something. Ava measured. Clara okay? Ethan paused. She's gone. Ava, confused. Gone? What do you mean gone? Ethan sighs. She left. Packed up one night and disappeared. No note, no goodbye. I guess she couldn't live with what we did. For a moment, Ava didn't know what to feel. Anger, pity, relief. It all mixed into one heavy silence. Then Ethan's voice broke it. Ethan, Ava. I saw your movie. You were incredible. You've changed. Ava. Pain does that to people. Ethan. I deserve your anger. But I still think about you. Every day. Ava, deep breath. Ethan, don't. We both made choices we can't undo. You wanted comfort. I wanted success. And somewhere along the way, we lost each other. Ethan. I know. But I need to see you just once. Please. Ava hesitated. Every part of her screamed no. But her heart whispered closure. A small cafe in Los Angeles later that week. Ava walked in wearing a simple white dress. No makeup, no glamour. Just herself. Ethan sat by the window, older, thinner, his eyes carrying years of regret. Ethan, softly, you look peaceful. Ava. You look like someone who finally learned what peace costs. They sat in silence for a while, sipping coffee. Then Ethan reached into his jacket and pulled out a letter. Ethan. Clara left this for you. She said you'd know when to read it. Ava opened the envelope with shaking hands. Inside was a short note, written in Clara's familiar handwriting. Clara's voice, narrated softly. Ava. I don't expect forgiveness. But I need you to know. I loved Ethan because he reminded me of you. Your strength. Your fire. I was jealous of you, not for your fame, but for the way you made people believe in dreams. When I realized I'd broken the one person who believed in me most, I couldn't stay. Go shine again, Ava. You were born for it. Ava, tearful smile, she finally told the truth. Ethan, quietly. I'm sorry, Ava. For everything. Ava. I forgive you, Ethan. But forgiveness doesn't mean return. We had our chapter, and it's closed. Ethan nods, emotional, I understand. They stood up, shared one last look, not of lovers, but of two souls finally at peace, and walked their separate ways. That evening, as Ava stood on her balcony watching the sunset over Los Angeles, she realized something powerful. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to find yourself. She wasn't Hollywood's sweetheart anymore. She was something better. A woman reborn from her own ashes. The indie film she starred in went viral. Not because of its budget or stars, but because of its truth. Critics called it the most honest performance of the decade. Ava was invited back to Hollywood. Not as a desperate actress, but as a storyteller, a mentor, and a producer creating films that healed broken hearts. And in every interview, when people asked what inspired her comeback, she simply smiled and said, Ava, voiceover. Sometimes, the people who break you are the same ones who build your strength. So remember, protect your home, protect your peace, and never let ambition blind you to the people who truly matter. Because fame fades, but self-worth lasts forever. If you enjoyed this story and learned something from Ava's journey, don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up like this video. And turn on the notification bell for more inspiring life stories that touch the heart and open the mind.